Hey, fellow Ecammers. Um, I posted a question the other day on the Ecamm. Actually, I posted it today on the Ecamm live group on Facebook. I was trying to figure out how I could do a video along with a PowerPoint slideshow. So we were going to have a music performer singing, and then we were also going to have the words displayed of the song that they were singing for a sing along uh, in a separate window. The only trick was is that I wanted to make the pre-recorded video small, and then the PowerPoint actually be bigger. And I was struggling trying to figure out how I was going to do that because every time I put the video into the scene, the video would enlarge itself to take up the whole screen, and I couldn't size it down. I couldn't do anything with it. And so that's when I reached out to the community, and of course, Alan Carrington and Sean Doc Boyd jumped in and helped me out and tried to get me fixed up. So it was kind of an interesting thing. It's kind of difficult to do a lot of that stuff, just a lot going on, and I wanted to try to make it as easy as possible. I actually tried to do a screen share, and I was able to get it set up, but I wasn't happy with it, and I was going to have to do 2 or 3 videos, separate videos with different music, and so I was just really concerned about it. So Alan gave me the idea of going ahead and starting with Keynote and making a Keynote presentation and inserting the video in there and then exporting it as a movie and then go ahead and putting that in Ecamm. And that was the answer. So anyway, I'm just going to real quick. You can do all of this in Keynote as far as making the slide, but I'm more familiar with Photoshop. So I originally had designed a picture-in-picture that I wanted to use. I made a PNG of it and had a cutout and had transparent cutouts where I wanted the video to go and where I wanted the words to go. And that's how I was going to approach it, and it just wasn't working out for me. So I took that same PNG and I filled those cutouts with white just to give me something to use so for placement. So anyway, I'm going to real quick just show you kind of what I did. So I just started out with Keynote, fired up Keynote, and we're just going to do a new document like so, and we're going to just do just a black one like so, and I don't really need any of the words. And I guess what I'd really like to do is kind of zoom out just a little bit, so we're going to do that, maybe do it again, and there we go. Something like that works pretty good. Okay, so now what I did is I'm going to jump over here, and I just created this picture-in-picture just to throw on here. So I just dumped this right in the Keynote. Okay, so the Keynote is 16 by 9, and those are the areas that I want to work in. So this area on the left here, that's where I want to put my video, and on the right-hand side is where I want my words to go. So what Alan suggested to me was to go ahead and just drop the video in here. So I'm going to just move this over a little bit, grab my video and just bring it over here, drop it in. And of course it'll take a little time to do it. So there's my video right there. And I'm going to start sizing it to fit my window. So and those little white squares, you could do all this in Keynote if you wanted to, but the white squares just help me line up my video. So right there, it's a little bit too small. So right there's my video, and you can see that I can play it. There it is, and so that plays. So now what you do is then you just go ahead and go up here to File, and you want to do Export, and then I told it to export to movie. Seeing that I've already done it, I'm not going to do it again and waste the time to do that. So that's how I got the video into Keynote. I got it sized exactly the size I wanted it. And now it's a matter of putting this into a scene in Ecamm. So in Ecamm, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to create a scene, which is right here, and we're going to call this just music. music 1, I guess. Okay, and so what I'm going to want to do, I must not have been as prepared as I thought I was going to be because I don't have my finished music video out here yet. Let's see, what did I do with it? Here it is right here. So here's my music video. I'm just going to drop it over here into Ecamm. And of course, get rid of my picture-in-picture. Okay, so I've got my video placed. It looks good. Now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and place my my PowerPoint. So I'm just going to take my PowerPoint and I'm going to go over here and just drop it into my overlays. At least I think I'm gonna. Am I not going to do that? Why is it not letting me do that? Oh, I think it's the wrong one. Hold on. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Keynote. Let's just do this one. This will work. There, that's better. Okay, so now I've got my keynote. Obviously, it's too big. This is one thing I wish that Ecamm would change, is it so you can drag this from any corner. It's really a pain down here in this bottom here where it says record only. Well, if you're going Facebook Live, there's like 4 different menus there, and if you start trying to drag that from that corner, you can't do it. Okay, so now my keynote is over here, and I'm dragging it, and I filled it up. I'm just going to go ahead and cover the box so you can see that's just right there in the box. Okay, so I got it all covered up just the way I want it, right there. Okay, so now my keynote's in there, and all I have to do now, so that's my scene, and I can just play my scene right here. And then I just go through my different slides. So it's pretty slick how it works, and it really helped me out a lot to get that figured out. So thanks a lot to Alan Carrington and the whole Ecamm community for helping me get through that. There may be another way. One of the ways that they talked about doing it was also using my iPhone as a camera and inserting that video in there like that, and then go ahead and run in the keynote. One of the caveats with what I've got now is, now I can just run this as a scene, and I can manually change my words to my song this way. The other thing that I could do, if I really wanted to be extra safe, and I don't know if it's smart to do it that way or not. I'm always when I keep resaving something, I just keep thinking I'm degrading my quality. Maybe I'm not, but so what I thought about doing is I could just actually use the record function down here in Ecamm and actually pre-record this whole thing, the music and the slide, and do that, and then drop that into a scene, and then actually I just have to run the scene. So anyway, for those of you that kind of wanted to know how that was going to work out or how to do it, I'll post this on YouTube and link it. But it worked out pretty slick, and just really a shout out to the Ecamm community for being so helpful. So anyway, I hope that helps somebody out there that's trying to do the same thing. Talk to you later. Have a good night.